Okay, shalom, shalom. This is Boaz here. Okay, and this is our third episode of the Covenant. And what are we doing today? We're going to be talking as well as enjoying a nice meal tonight, and it's just a beautiful thing. With
Yes, sir.
my dear brother Santee, that is CEO, founder, and owner of Dex Appliance Repair. We're going to be sitting here tonight. We're going to be having some a good meal. We're going to be no. I tell the children want to come in and everything, but we're going to be enjoying a good meal tonight. Oh, let me put my damn stone steak, and we're having some stone steak tonight with some seasoning.
I tell you, this is my first time having this, and I gotta get one, man. This is living right here.
It's good living right here. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna enjoy our meal. But in addition to that, we're gonna be talking about ideas. We're gonna be sharing um, ideas, techniques, and stuff in order to grow your business. But in addition to that, the importance of collaboration, the importance of working with brothers that you're able to achieve your dreams, goals, and aspirations when it comes to your business ideas. Okay? Let's see if we're coming in good. Let me get on YouTube right quick and make sure that we're good. It's our second time, our third time doing this, and I'm trying to get better and better at it. So we'll work to see how things are going. Okay, it looks like we're streaming and it's looking good. Okay, so let me see here. As a matter of fact, let me open up. And you done tore that up that quick, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm feeling it, man. You
But
really
this
on?
is
You
that
really on to something with this, man?
this is that ribeye stone steak, huh? With some stuffed mashed potatoes. Well, some stuffed. What is this?
Yeah, stuff. You got some. You said you got some venison in here,
I don't know. The white native
cheese.
venison, um, with some cheese. Need some salt and pepper.
I'm good, man.
But it's not like after a hard day's worth of work. Well, I didn't work today. I got a project that I need to start or finish tomorrow with some painting. So I was off today trying to figure out how in the hell this OBS and all this software works.
I was definitely out hitting it today. Worked on a couple of refrigerators, wash machine. And that's the interesting thing about what I do. I mean, one day I could be working on a dryer. Next day I could be working on a walk-in cooler. So much variety with what I do. So that's kind of what makes it interesting.
But let's start off from the beginning, okay? And when I say from the beginning, I say, what inspired you to do that appliance repair? How did you get started off in the business? And what brought you here? So why don't you just go ahead and
Well, yeah, sure,
rap like that?
sure. Well, I started out when I was 22 years old. I went to trade school.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Gwinnett Technical College in Georgia, and I got my start there. And when I started school, actually I started working with a heat and air company at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a really good experience for me because I knew the right questions to ask in class, and it helped me really accelerate my learning process. Having that theory that I was dealing with in school, and then actually having on the job training, which is really where you really learn,
Mm-hmm.
is actually putting your hands on it. Um, so I was once I graduated and then I finished there. I was into my second year in the field, and for about 3 years I was just doing heating and air only.
Okay.
But from the very beginning, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Right when I started school, I knew I wanted to go in business for myself one day. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, while I was working with these companies, I was looking at the invoices, looking at how they put their invoices together, um, learning all I could about the business,
Mm-hmm.
perfecting my craft, and
Some string beans in there, organic.
okay. Um, and then I got to the point where I wanted to not just be a one-trick pony. I wanted to know different facets or different skills, um, different facets of the trade. And
Mm-hmm.
so um, I started getting into commercial refrigeration, which is
Okay.
pretty much like a whole nother industry. And so that was probably about my third, fourth year into the field.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely quit the job I was at, the company I was at, just doing heating and air only, and I switched over to a company that did restaurant equipment repair. So they did commercial refrigeration, commercial cooking equipment, commercial ice machines, and that fascinated me because I know that's kind of like a niche industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of people that's into that. So um, I picked that up, and like I said, I intentionally went there to learn um, that side of the industry or that industry in and of itself, and and then from there, probably I would say over a process of about 6 years of just learning with these different companies I work for, I decided to finally just go out and branch out on my own. And in appliance repair was something that just came natural to me because, of course, I had been doing it for so many years with commercial refrigeration and commercial cooking equipment and commercial ice makers. So residential appliance repair was pretty much just like a smaller version of what I was already doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, kind of just over a process of time, like I said, it was just a natural progression because, of course, like I said from the beginning, entrepreneurship was the goal. And so I approached every job as if it was my own, like as if it was my own job, like
Mm-hmm.
my own company. And so I had that approach to everything I did. And so it was just inspiration. I actually enjoyed getting up every morning because I was like, you know what? I'm learning skills I need to know now to employ myself. And um, so, like I said, it was just a natural progression. Eventually, like I said, I got I got the idea of appliance repair with just kind of looking at different YouTube videos of you know businesses that I could do because of course with heating and air it requires you to get a lot of different licensing and which is something I'm eligible to do. But appliance repair, you pretty much just have to have a business license, transportation, and hand tools. And so it was a pretty easy startup business for me, and it's turned into a great, rewarding situation. Um, and I think I probably, I think that answered your question.
So, where were you before you came here?
So I started my business in Georgia, and I've been in business a total of 3.5 years now. And I just moved out here to Kentucky. Um, to be close to this brother right here. He's been a great inspiration to me. Been a great wealth of knowledge and wisdom. Um, and I'm pretty sure you all out there, you've seen what the brother's doing. You see the work he's putting in, um, with homesteading, with entrepreneurship, and so and I look at him as an elder to me. So of course we homeschool our children as well. So I thought it would just be a great situation, and it has turned out to be a tremendous situation. Um, and so being out here has been a blessing. I've been out here, 4 short months, and the Most High has been good.
Mm-hmm.
This business has really gotten rocking and rolling pretty quick, and I really attribute that also to the help of this brother right here, helping me in more ways than one. I'll just put it
Mm-hmm.
like that. This brother has helped me in more ways than one, and his lovely wife, she's taught me a lot about marketing on Facebook. I will
Mm-hmm.
say that. She has. Uh, that's really a whole nother discussion, but needless to say, it's been a great experience. It's been a great experience being out here, and I just thank the Father for it.
And can see, they're saying that the video is choppy. Um, we're doing what we can. I'll try and work it as I go. Maybe I need to take off one of these screens, and probably that's what I'll do. Um, but we're just gonna keep it going. But at least that you can hear what's going on, and that's the most important thing. Is that you hear what's going on. So the name of the game definitely is, not only are we in a situation where we can fellowship, we can break bread with one another, but we can also build business together, and that's the key thing in this day and age, is that because we lack collaboration. And when you look out in Israel, when you look out um, amongst our people, there's very few of us that are operating independent from the system. And what I mean by that is that there's so few of us that are running legitimate businesses, running um, opportunities. And this is what I'll try and do. Let's see if I can do this. Well, now we're just gonna have to roll with it. Hopefully, it's recording just fine, and it's better on the record end, on the permanent upload end. But the idea is that you can not only fellowship with your brother, but build business with your brother in a situation where it's a win-win deal. Because what we're lacking today is the ability for brethren to come together with real skills and build businesses together. You don't see much of that in Israel. I mean,
Right.
there's you. I mean, I know off the top of my head about five, four Hebrew brothers that own some type of carpentry business, some type of landscaping business,
Mm-hmm.
um, some type of AC heat and repair. You see so few brothers that actually have the ability, the skill set, and the success rate to go out there and make something happen. We just don't have many examples of that, you know.
That is true.
Um, and it's a sad deal because anybody knows that I'm against being a W-2 employee. Anybody knows I'm against feeding this beast system. And when you enter their jobs market, that's exactly what you do. And more importantly, the interesting thing, because I come from corporate America, and in corporate America, I made a good, decent amount of money. But the only problem is that whether I was um, making $25,000 a year or $100,000 a year with benefits, at the end of the day, I was still a slave. At the end of the day, I had to kowtow and step and fetch, and I was what you would refer to as a paycheck player, right? Living from paycheck to paycheck. I don't care how big that paycheck is. Look at these situations with these athletes. How
Mm-hmm.
they can just take their money.
Right.
How they can just ban their money. I was recently asking my wife because I didn't know. Do you know how football players are paid, right?
I don't know the details of it though.
So basically, as I understand, is that they're given a $20 million contract, and but that $20 million is not given to them all at once. They get paid, every 2 weeks, just like a regular employee.
Okay. Okay.
They get paid every 2 weeks.
Mm.
So that 20 million is divided up out of so many, whatever, and that's what their paycheck is.
Mm.
And when season is not in, they're not getting paid, so they have to do endorsements and this, that, and the third. So whether you're at a pro level, or you know how rappers, what I'm saying, they getting ripped off left and
Oh
right
yeah, yeah.
with royalties and stuff. At the end of the day, somebody else is controlling your income. At the end of the day, somebody else is controlling
Mm-hmm.
the flow of money that's coming into your pockets,
Right.
and you can never be free
That's absolutely true.
if you're in a situation where somebody else can control your income.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, and I will say, you know, it can be, nerve wracking initially, you know, but you'd be surprised what you can do if you apply yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and brothers out there, I mean, y'all can do it too. Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
This ain't nothing that no one can't do. It really just takes uh, time to. You have to take time to perfect your craft, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become proficient at it, and once you become confident and proficient at what you do, you can start a business. Once you put yourself out there, people will call.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take the time to invest in yourself, self education, whether it's trade school. You're gonna have to put in some type of work to perfect your craft. And once that craft is perfected, you can go out and you can compete against any of these other companies out here or any of these other businesses out here. So, brothers should realize that you can do it too. You can definitely do it. It just takes, again, tenacity. You're gonna have to have tenacity. I mean, I will say, and this brother can attest to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
There is a level of tenacity that you have to have
Mm-hmm.
being an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
because of course, when you're a W-2 wage earner, when you go home, you ain't got to deal with customers. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with it. But when you are a business owner, you have to always engage with the customer. You have to always, if any problem were to arise, you have to be the one to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fix it. You can't put it off on anybody else. So I will say, being an entrepreneur, it really shows your character, because you're going to be in situations where you have to do the right thing, and instead of trying to hide or run away, you got to deal with that situation, whatever that may be. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just saying I want to do something, or I want to be a business owner, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's having to also be willing to go through the long nights, because you're going to have long days at times, especially in the beginning. And there's just a whole another facet of things that come along with entrepreneurship. But if you're willing to go through what it takes, you can do it. But it's not for everybody because everybody's not willing to deal with the rigors of starting a business. Because
Mm-hmm.
starting a business is not um, something that happens overnight. You have to go out and you have to talk to people. You have to make connections with people. You have to build relationships with the community around you, especially if you're serving the local community.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Ain't nobody gonna tell you to get up. Ain't nobody gonna tell you when to clock in. You gotta be self motivated. I would say that is a very big factor right there. You have to be self motivated.
And we look at this stuff, and the truth is that a lot of people, they're not self motivated, and somebody got to work at Walmart. I guess somebody got to pluck chickens. Somebody got to be an Amazon packer. Somebody got to be a CNA. Um, Somebody got to do these jobs, and I got no problem with people if that job is their speed. And that's what they desire to have. Somebody got to be a virtual customer service representative while those jobs are lasting. Somebody got to do these things. I'm just ain't one of them that's going to do them. And so, for those people that have a hard time with a challenge that they don't think that they can do something, you can do it. You just gotta be willing to put in the work, put in the sweat equity, to get things done. Because if you're in a situation where you can do that, um, the benefits are immediate, but the payoff, it may come months, if not years later.
Right.
So, you know,
It's really like I'll say that for me, entrepreneurship really wasn't a choice.
mm-hmm.
I have 4 children, a wife. You know,
Does she work?
and she does not work.
Okay.
She's never worked, and so I knew that you know when I was working for these companies, um, the money was decent, but I still had to do side work.
Mm-hmm.
To really just pay the bills. So entrepreneurship was something I knew I had to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be surprised what you can do when you don't have a choice. But you got to figure it out. And see, I think that's especially with brothers like you know we have to realize that we have to look at ourselves and realize that hey, nobody's gonna figure this out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go out here and I have to make something happen. And when you trust in the Most High Yah and you're putting your best foot forward, He's gonna always make a way. You know, but I think that you know entrepreneurship is not really looked at for what it actually is. There's so much glamour that's on social media about what
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship is, but
A quick
entrepreneurship
buck.
is not. It's a lot of work. I mean, to put it plain, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time that has to be put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you want to be in business for any amount of time. You know, most businesses fail within the first 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm sure a great number of them fail within 6 months to a year. Um, and that's because you have to, again, be self motivated. I think that's one of the biggest traits I think you have to have is you have to be self motivated. You're not gonna have nobody telling you, hey, you need to be here at this time. Hey, you need to make these phone calls. Hey, you need to market to, uh, you need to, um, you know, do this or do that or make these posts. Or you have to you have to be motivated within yourself to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have that, if you have that trait, you can go far with that. But it really does take. But that foundation is you gotta first have your craft perfected. You gotta know what you're doing when you standing before a customer,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're in the trades.
Mm-hmm.
You because if you don't, that's the thing. It's the ultimate acid test because when you're standing in front of a customer and you got a job to do, if you don't get it done, they're not gonna pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta know what you're doing, um, and not be half stepping. You gotta really, uh, again, have your craft perfected.
And see, I talk about this stuff over and over again, and and one of the biggest things that I see is people, they say whether they are going to start a business or whether they're going to move to start a business because both of us we had to move. We had to get out of the cities. We had to move into the country, and we started our business. And so that goes hand in hand with being set apart and being out of these cities. Um, Not even having to do business in these cities because the thing about it is that you're in these cities. um it's just not a healthy environment to be in. Just the other day, I took my daughter to work, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to take her to work with me and for her to see what I do and me not to be worried about the environment that she's in or what she's going to see even on the way to and from the job site. All I know is she's gonna see cornfields, she's gonna see sky, she's gonna
Right.
see houses, she's gonna see deer, she's gonna see nature, she's gonna see trees, she's gonna see all of this stuff. She's not gonna see a whole bunch of transvestites walking down the street. She ain't gonna see a whole bunch of people practicing an alternative lifestyle, kissing on one another. She ain't gonna see Bonquisha in booty shorts. She ain't gonna see that going to the Walmart. And people, they don't get it. They don't seem to, but to be able to process the totality of being out of the cities and being in the countries, living a set apart life, and building with brethren. They just can't get and understand the need for it. But the benefits are, it's beautiful because again, I mean, I missed my point. You know, we two black men. You see, or as they call us, black or African American. But we're Israelites. We're Hebrews. Um, uh, and so, as Israelites, the Most High Yah uh, uh, said that we would be blessed in the labor of our hands.
Right.
And so, but you can do this in the country. And so I said, we're a couple of Israelite men out in the country, white town. This is what 98%. What's the
98%
Democrat?
white, yes.
98% white, and we're out here and we're getting after it and we're getting it done. So what's your excuse?
Nicest people you ever meet.
Nicest people.
Nicest people you ever meet.
And it's amazing. And I was doing a video about this today, about how when you present yourself and your
Right.
family
That's another thing, yeah.
in a certain way, when they see your family and when they see you and when they see how you carry yourself, they're more inclined and more interested to do business with you.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, not even to mention the fact with the demographics when it comes to the lack of tradesmen, the lack of skilled tradesmen that we see today, where nobody doesn't want to work anymore. And so all of these things are a tremendous benefit to us because, see, we get to get out here and we get to do all types of kitchen remodels. And see, the another thing is that if I need help, I got assistance. I got somebody that I can call on to say, hey, brother, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I got a project. You see? And so there's all sorts of benefits. Just like growing your own food and being self-sufficient. There's benefits with collaborating with your brother and have him build his business and you build your business. And the
Right.
key is that you know what the key is. Are you out here being exploited by me, brother, in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely not.
Am I jacking you for your money?
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right. Am I um uh,
You giving me money.
no,
You've helped me out.
what they interest free loans?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The, my resources are your resources.
Right.
You see? You see, these are the benefits. Because see, even though I do carpentry work and he does AC heating and repair, these people that he's doing AC heating and repair or fixing their refrigerators, guess what? They got homes. And they got shit that needs to get fixed in them homes. You see?
Right.
And vice versa. When um he goes out or when I go out, every single one of these facilities, they have uh washing machines and dryers, right? You know what I'm saying? The homes, they have washing machines and dryers and refrigerators, right? They have the businesses that I've serviced. They have walk-in coolers and AC units. So you know what I do? Every time I give out my business card, I give out his business card at the same time because they may not have nothing broken now, but guess what? They have something, right? Where they can go and they say, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? We got this magnetic sticker that we see that we can get our refrigerator fixed.
Right.
The photo you see now is of a commercial property that I did, a liquor store. And I did all of that work. You see? So the idea is that these are the benefits of collaboration. These are the ways in which we can not only strengthen our business, we can strengthen our brother's business at the same time. And guess what? Nobody's being exploited. Nobody's being taken advantage of. It's a win-win situation. We can uplift our brother,
Right.
and we're in a situation that we can know. Oh, no man. What the scripture say? No man, nothing.
Oh, nothing but love.
But to love him. Isn't that beautiful? Nobody's holding nothing over anybody's head. You see?
Yeah, and see that's the thing I love about this situation is because there is a truly genuine desire
Mm-hmm.
to see each other win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think of ways I can help this brother. This brother think of ways he can help me. You know, and it's just like it's natural. It's just like that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's infectious because the more you just want to give more, you want to do more, and it sincerely brings a smile to my face. Even if it's an ad I post on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and he gets the business for it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy about that. I'm feeling good about it because that's another thing. We help each other in that way. We market for each other,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's cards, whether it's posting on Facebook groups for one another, whether it's word of mouth, we're speaking and recommending one another.
Well, there's
Uh,
ideas.
Ideas, we bounce ideas off each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, and it's something that I wouldn't trade for anything. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man, and it truly is. And I think that it brings out the best in you, you know, and so I'm even with the things that he knows, he's he teaches me what he knows, the times I've gone out on a job with him, he'll show me what he does, and there's more skills for me to learn, when it comes to his industry, so uh, and vice versa, one of these days we're gonna get together and install a compressor in the
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator, and I know you've asked me about that, so um, it's a beautiful thing, but it's a genuine desire to see each other win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love.
And see, it's sad because everybody's attempting to hustle everybody these days. Nobody really wants to see one another achieve. It's amazing. You see a whole bunch of brothers. They're coming together, and you see some sisters, and they're coming together, and then you see 5 years later, 10 years later, them people in the same boat. They're working the same bullshit job. They're just slaves, and they're going through the same mantra, And I tell you, that's just not the way to live. I mean, again, there's people that need to work Walmart. I mean, I need to find out if there is a load of organic flour coming in, and the Walmart worker can tell me that. I need to know if there's going to be a case of organic sugar coming in or pasta at the local Costco. So I'm going to get to want to know those people, so they can keep me informed. You see what I'm saying? But that's not everybody's speed. And that's the point that we're simply trying to make, that brothers, there are brothers out there that truly have a desire in their heart to start real businesses, to apply themselves. And we're in a position where we're doing it, we're getting it done, we're successful at what we're doing. You see? Um, we're self-employed. We enter into private business contracts with private citizens, and we do business, and that's how I do business, and that's how I provide, for my family. That's how I'm able to provide a good quality life for my family. Because if I got to clock in every day, right? All right, I got to clock in every day, and so therefore, as a direct result of that, I'm going to be told what to do. I'm going to be told when I can take a vacation. I'm going to be told when I'm going to get up in the morning time. I'm going to be told when I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to be told what to do. Why? Because I can simply put, um, I can't do it for myself. And see, a lot of people, they can do it for themselves. They just lack the opportunity to do it for
Right.
themselves.
Right.
You see? And this is what we're talking about. When it comes to real opportunity and real skills and real abilities to strengthen our brother, to collaborate with our brother. Hey, I see nothing wrong with a brother building wealth for himself and his family, to have an inheritance for his children's children. You see, the idea is that um, uh, what did the scripture say? You will know that you're my disciples by the love that you have one unto the other.
Right.
Do you know how much genuine love a brother feels when he genuinely sees that a brother or elder or anybody who's he in fellowship with is helping him to achieve his dreams, goals, and aspirations? Do you know how powerful that is? That is just some true love. That is just some
Mm-hmm.
true love, so that this man can support and take care of his family. Because we got too many infidels running around Israel. You see,
Right.
a man that can't provide for his own house, it's a damn shame. It really is a damn shame. So it's a beautiful thing where you're able to go into a client's house, provide a good or service, because that's another thing. This economic situation that's developing in this country is getting pretty bad out there. It's no joke. It
That's
really
true.
is no joke. Let me see if I can. Well, you see, we got the wood stove going. See if I can make sure that it's not like getting some good clean heat going on. You see? And that Billy Badass right there, nice little wood stove. Because energy prices are going up. Just now I got my electric bill. I look forward to getting rid of this. And it's going up. You know, my electric bill is going up 30%.
Yeah.
It's going up 30%. My electric bill. 30%. Y'all people think that it's joking at, and I try and keep my expenses low. But there ain't nothing I can do about that.
Right.
I mean, the only way I'm going to deal with that is for getting on solar and getting my own systems on solar, and that's a done deal on the spring. You see? But the
Right.
idea is that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, they can't dodge that because
No,
they're
that's
dependent
true.
on the system.
That's true. And I mean that's another thing, man, that I do appreciate is you definitely are an example. You know what I'm saying? Just with what you're doing in function. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really looking at the steps that I need to take once I do acquire a homestead, and I
Mm-hmm.
do um, begin putting it together, I'm looking at everything right now that you're doing, and it's helping give me kind of steps I need to take and just to live an example. So that's also something I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I mean, outside of entrepreneurship, being self sufficient and getting to the point where you don't really have to be a part of the system. That's something that every Israelite man should have. It's a goal you should have. And even when it comes to entrepreneurship, I mean, even if you're not there right now, I would say whatever employment that you have, I would try to get employment that can put you in a position to be self-employed, where you can learn with whatever employment that you're in, where you can actually learn that and produce a business or a marketable skill with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. That's what I would say when it comes to the entrepreneurship front. Um, but but again, it can be done. It can be done.
And uh, like I told people, I've said it on numerous occasions before. How did I go about carpentry work? Right? Remember old good old Pastor Dal standing up talking about how he learned carpentry work,
Mm-hmm.
how he went to a job site and told them, and I quote, "Listen here, I'll work for free. I don't know anything, but I'm willing to learn. And if you are willing to teach me, I'll work for free." I did the exact same thing. I did the exact same thing. So apprenticeship is a damn good way to go. If you can't get a job in the field, go ahead and submit yourself to someone that knows how to do what it is that you desire to do, whether it's carpentry work or fixing small engines. That's another big thing
Mm-hmm.
because I just now saw this video, and I've known it for a while, is that there is a huge shortage of carpenters. I mean, there's a huge shortage of carpenters. There's a huge shortage of people that um, can get anything or knows anything um, about this basic work. Okay. But what we're going to do is, let me see if we can stop this right quick. We're going to stop this right quick and just start it right up. Um, and let's see if this will work a little bit better. Let's take.
Is the stream live on Facebook too, or just YouTube?
It's just YouTube,
Okay.
but she's saying that it's kind of slower. So let's see if I can. Scene two. She's saying that she could hear clearly, but the video is choppy.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can do. This is scene. Let's cut this one. It's still streaming the same. But we'll just try and work with it. We'll just roll with it now, and I'll try to do better next time. But what was I saying?
Um, just becoming doing like internships
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
Sorry. So just doing internships, working with other carpenters, working with other skilled tradesmen, so that you can learn the skill too. Because that's what I did. I went ahead and I learned the skill and I learned the trade from some carpenters locally. And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. It's one thing, it's amazing for them to see me now as opposed to when I started.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's
it's just a
something.
beautiful thing.
That's
You know what
something.
I'm saying? They see me, they see my business cards around, they see people, "Oh, I heard you did this per the guy that the person that gave me the $800, $900 tip, remember I told you that
Hmm.
job?
Hmm.
His wife went to school with the guy that trained me.
Mm.
That's how they know what they grew up as children together.
Mm.
You see how that works? You see? Logan had no idea that these people, you know what I'm saying? But my work was that good that he gave me a damn near $900 tip. You see? So the idea is that when you're skilled and when you network and when you coordinate and when you do good work, you don't have to have a problem with the notion of somebody um, not doing business with you. Because as I initially stated, you know what I'm saying, we're black men and out 98% country, white, and we're still doing fine. Why is it? Zeal, attitude,
Right.
passion, charisma, courage, stamina, ingenuity, integrity, honor.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it goes a long way when you present yourself in a professional manner.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what color you are. People can't help but respect that, especially if your work speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, just a short time I've been here, man. I've only been out here for about 4 months, or about 4 months, four and a
Mm-hmm.
half months or so, and you know, was taking me was helped me a lot get ahead of my competition is professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
having a uniform, having a logo on my van, and customer service, just speaking professionally, making them feel comfortable. But more than that, it's the work itself,
Mm-hmm.
and the work is always going to speak for itself. Definitely.
And that's the key. I mean, between the collaboration and the work, um, we're doing pretty fine. And it's just going to get better. I mean, they have these predictions for 2023. And that's why I say we got to always be cognizant of the external factors that are going on,
Mm.
because a lot of people are hurting now. They're hurting now, man.
Right.
But let me tell you, man, 2023 is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be hurting deep because, a perfect example is that, just because inflation went up 30% to 25%, doesn't mean that everybody went out and got a raise. You
Right.
see? And it doesn't mean that people going to get it. What I mean? It's absurd, right? You go ahead and get a 3 or 5% raise at your job. But inflation and the cost of living is raging at 30, 40%. You're paying 100% more in eggs and milk and cheese and butter, all of the things that you need, to put food on your table.
Hmm.
Nobody ain't eating ribeye steak these days. Yeah, let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Um, Folks eating spam and what's them cheap meals? Uh, oodles and noodles and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's serious. It really is serious. So the idea is that when you're in a situation where you can hedge yourself against inflation by decreasing your expenses and as well increasing your income, you're in a situation where you can really, really, really do some powerful things. You can do some things where you can live a lifestyle that you don't necessarily have to worry about inflation running. See, it's a beautiful thing. People really think I'd be out here fronting, running up credit cards and this and the third. But the idea is that living within your means, making
Right.
sure that, you know what I'm saying, you're not overextending yourself with a whole bunch of debt. That's why we say get out of debt, stay out of debt. If you're going to use debt responsibly. You see what I'm saying? This is why we say these things so that, you know what I'm saying, that you don't have to hurt going forward. And that's the key right there, is that if you don't want to hurt, you're going to have to make the tough choices and decisions now. Because a lot of people out there, I get reports of folks, they're stagnant. Um, It makes no sense if you have real skills and you have to work a job. That makes no sense to me. That is a structural issue right there. You say? I don't get it.
Yeah, it really is. It's really about, again, positioning yourself to whatever employment that you have, to get in a position where you can be self-employed and where you're actually, because I will say, when I first got into the skill trade, I was much more motivated because before I did customer service, I was worked at a steel foundry. I did all type of stuff, but I wasn't really motivated as I was working until I got into the skilled trade. When I was working for other um, trade, companies like heating and air companies that I was working for, because I knew as I was on the job learning, as I was on the job working, that one day I'm going to be self-employed and I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting the knowledge I need now to work for myself. But when you're working some of these dead end jobs, you really don't have any upward progression in your in prospect of actually putting yourself in a better position. So I would say, brothers, give the skill trades, really try that out. Really do it, really learn it. Especially, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer or you're well off. I mean, I would try to really get into the skilled trades,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a prime opportunity to actually work for yourself. And it's not hard to do, but again, it's gonna take I take that back. It is gonna take hard work. It's gonna take grit. It's gonna take determination. It's gonna take tenacity. But I would much rather do that and put that work in than you giving all that to another company. It's much better to work hard for yourself and build up for your family and and help your brothers out, or maybe be in a position to employ other brothers in the faith,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to working for a company and you're putting all your energy and time into something that you're really not going to get the benefit out of. So, this is not to discourage anybody. If you're in a position right now that you don't want to be in, just start taking steps to be in the position you want to be in, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not hard to do. It just takes making a decision that, hey, I'm going to learn this, and I would say the skill trades is the best way to do it. There's other ways, but I would say for me, the skill trade has been the best way for me, to be self-employed.
And we talk about all of these get rich quick schemes. These people where people just want to sit on their ass and shuffle paperwork and get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's a it's a very passive. We live in a passive society where men are passive. But they want ease. They want something for nothing. They want to sit up and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, they don't want to, they want to start these businesses where they scamming people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see these folks, running these scams in credit repair, and they're
Yeah.
running these scams and in real estate. You know what I'm saying? Folks out there selling land for 199 down, and I mean, you just see all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Airbnb, what I mean? All types of scams, all types of hustles. Look at this Bitcoin FTX thing. These people lost all their money
Mm.
trying to do 1000x, trying to triple their money on fictitious digits. People
It's
don't get it.
sad, man.
It really is sad. And people say, well, Bitcoin is going up for 50,000, 40,000, $30,000. Listen, um, yes, it has. Yes, it has. But the idea is that a lot of people lost it all. A lot of people won in at bad times and won out at bad times. And so you don't really know when it's going to be a good time to jump in and out of these businesses. You really just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's the scary part about things is that you don't know when the hammer could drop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know that there's no such thing as a hammer dropping on my investments of my toilet paper.
Right. Right.
I can't lose my silver.
Uh,
I can't lose my underarm deodorant. I can't lose my seeds. I'm not losing value. My flock not losing value. Can't be scammed out of my the labor, my the skills of the labor of my hands. Can't be hustled out of my my Basil Hayden liquor. You know, they can't jack me for my my Don Julio 1942. You know what I'm saying? They can't jack me for my Martell Cordon Bleu, my Ambalour 18. You see? Because I got it. It's physical and it's mine, and they can't take it from me. Well, they can, take it, be forced. You know what I'm saying? But in this day and age, they just jacking you right out of your damn bank account. You see what I'm saying? They selling you fictitious things that really don't exist.
yeah. I mean, I would say if you're going to invest in anything, I would invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing you can bet on is yourself. Because if you are investing in yourself and you're building value within yourself, then you're going to always be able to produce. You're going to always get a return on that investment. So that's why, I mean, me and him both. I mean, we had to invest in ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to get to the position that we're at now. Um, and I would say that's the best investment. Add value to yourself. I mean, these are things that, again, anybody can do. I mean, we have so much information at our fingertips today, um, and we should really be using this information to add more value to ourselves, and instead of um, wasting our time, especially young brothers, playing video games or doing things um, that are feckless. I would spend my time investing in myself, learning, and actually building value within myself. That is something I have more confidence in than any type of crypto or anything like that. Not saying that you can't do that, but I would not put all my eggs in one basket.
Mm-hmm. It's spot on. When you invest in yourself, when you invest in real skills, um, you just can't go wrong. Especially as we move into 2023, as the economy gets tighter and tighter, people are going to be in businesses, or people are going to do business with businesses that have integrity, honor, but also provide a need. You see, like I say, a perfect
Yeah.
example that at the end of the year, the clients that I get and the calls that I get are more so needs based.
Hmm.
It's not vanity based. It's not a kitchen remodel. It's, let's say this is broken. This soffit is broken. I got a roof leak. I got this leak. I got that leak. You know what I'm saying? During
Right.
this kind of situation. And what I like about what he's doing is that I don't care what the economy is doing. You're going to need your refrigerator fixed. You're going to need your washing machine fixed. You're going to need your stove fixed if that thing grow out or break. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Right.
Because what you going to cook them? Where you going to keep your food? Your food going to go rotten. So not only is
Absolutely.
inflation going up, you put it in the refrigerator that's broken, you're gonna lose it all because hey.
Yep. Oh, it's always going to be in demand. It's always, and like the brother was mentioning earlier. You'll find, especially in smaller towns, there is a shortage of skilled labor, of skilled professionals,
Mm-hmm.
and so people are happy to see you when you show up to their doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would say that is being a little bit more strategic, even with what skill you, because ultimately the skill that you provide, is it marketable?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in demand? You do need to be strategic about what type of endeavor or skill you're trying to learn.
You know, it's amazing when people will start these they want to start a fringe business
Hmm.
and 10,000 people selling fringes.
It's
They want to sell
oversaturated.
teat seats.
Yeah, it gets oversaturated. Um,
Everybody's doing this shit. Why would you want to do something that everybody is doing? How are you gonna make money on doing something that everybody's doing? There's
right.
no originality
Yeah.
in. But you know what I'm saying? But this is what I like about the skilled trades, it's the original way. It's seeking the old
Right.
paths.
Hmm.
The businesses that we're
I mean,
in
Paul was a tip maker by trade.
by trade. You know what I'm saying? And look, you see these bootlickers today. They jacking you every time you got. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, the examples are right there. If the word in the word when you look at it,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these were tradesmen. These were skilled men. Israelites, Hebrew Israelites were skilled men. We were an agricultural people. We were
Hmm.
blessed with the labor of our hands. We built. We marketed those services and those products to in Rome to the Greek as well as the Hebrew.
Right. Right.
And this is what we're lacking today. You know, let alone the set apartness, but the ability to truly be set apart economically. Because see,
Right.
when you're dependent on somebody else to give you a paycheck, they can take that paycheck away from you at any given time.
Absolutely.
You have to bow towel and step and fetch. You have to fall in line because they're giving you a paycheck. The beautiful thing about me is that, hey, listen here, you know, we're in a situation where we can extract money from the local community. And another thing is, I do business with Israel. The shirts that I've purchased, the business shirts that I've
Right.
purchased, um, other products and services that I've purchased, go into some Israelites' pockets.
Right.
You see? See, it's a win, 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 win deal. You see?
Right. Absolutely.
But, this is why we stress and live the economic self-sufficiency because again, I don't care any kind of situation. If they can take it away from you, listen here. They can cut off Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. They can cut all that shit off. Boop, gone. Nothing that you can get it back.
Yep.
But in order to cut these, you'd have to literally cut my hands off in order to take away my labor, to take away my ability to do what I need to do to provide for myself and my family off grid, out of the banking system, because nobody said that I had to have a last time I checked, I didn't have to have a bank account. Last time I checked, there was no law that said that I had to have a bank account. No laws are being broken. You see? So the idea is that when we're in a situation where we can wield this kind of power and authority of our own economic lives, um, it can be a blessing. It can be a beautiful thing. It can be a very powerful thing. But we need the living examples before us so that they can say, "Listen here, if they can do it, we can do it too," and that is true. It's so sad that a lot of people don't want to apply themselves, don't want to get out there and do the work necessary to get things done. You have a family to take care of.
Yeah. It's it's something that I would say particularly Israelite men. We just really have to again really push ourselves to uh, really expand our skill sets, expand our even our expectations of ourselves, because we do live in a world where everybody does make us feel like we can't do it, make us feel like we can't go out here and compete against these Gentiles, against these other companies out here. Um, there's we are constantly beat down and told we can't do it, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you can actually, again, you'd be surprised at what you can do when you really apply yourself. When
And when
you
you
really
have that
don't make
support
excuses
structure.
for yourself and you really apply yourself, you really put in the time and the energy and the effort, you'd be surprised what you can actually do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's been so many. I mean, I would say probably, you know, it was a time I didn't know how to turn a screwdriver. I didn't know how to use a crescent wrench. Um, but now I wire up electrical circuits. I'm using hand tools every day. I never thought I'd be doing this type of work, but I'm able to actually generate income and make money that I mean, I was going to school initially. I was going to school to get into the medical profession. I wanted to actually be a a medical doctor. I actually went to Xavier University, and that was my goal. Um, but when I decided to get married and I decided to start a family, I think my dad actually was the one who encouraged me to get um, into the skilled trade. I'm glad I did. And now I'm making and producing the amount of income and have produced the amount of income that I would make if I was, you know, a doctor or a physician. So, that's another thing. Being in a skilled trade, you have the ability to make a very good living for yourself. Don't be fooled by, all these glamorous um, all this glitz and glamour out here. I mean, just because being a tradesman, it is not sexy. It's not going to be aesthetically appealing all the time. You're going to get dirty, you know. Um, you're going to get how to get your hands dirty. So it ain't sexy, but again, you can make a very good living for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a misconception out there is that for some reason you can't do very well in the skilled trade. Those are some of the best fields to get into, and people in the skilled trade. I have some of the most gain, not only the most gainful employment, but also when it comes to businesses, they are doing the best.
Mm-hmm.
So plumbers, electricians, carpenters, you know, um, heat and air. I mean, it's just so much potential to do very well for yourself in the skilled trade. So, you know, just don't think that it's not possible to really do extremely well because you can definitely.
Well, hey, it's nothing like living examples that sit before you, that men that are getting it done, that are doers. And it's all for your edification because what I mean. I'm an introvert. What I mean. This is really not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But it is so important because you see such a lack of people that are actually getting out there and producing and getting things done for their families, for getting things done in terms of building businesses, independent businesses of the system, where we're not dependent on the system for a paycheck. You look out in Israel, there's so few examples. I mean, you got, we saw Brother Zeal. He has the painting and
Mm-hmm.
vinyl plank flooring business out there in Mississippi. We got Brother Ken Knapp out there in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran, and these are second generation carpenters. And they're getting it done. Let me tell you, I'm getting it done, and I'm looking forward to doing projects with them brothers, man, because they are just on fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a beautiful thing, again, in terms of collaboration, to be able to um, sit up there and exchange ideas. I mean, we were able to exchange so much ideas in terms of billing, in terms of how to deal with clients in certain situations, how invoicing, um, different advertising ideas. I mean, all of these things we're able to network with and coordinate with, on a weekly basis, to share knowledge and understanding with one another, so that our businesses can increase and benefit off of not only the successes of us, but also the mistakes and the failures as well. Because if I can learn how to not do something, you know,
Right.
it's a benefit, because it saves me time, energy, effort, resources, money, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the key right there, man. That's what we got to do. We got to make sure that we are getting things done. Audio, video. There was one. I mean, there's all this stuff that got to be learned, man. It is something else with these computers. But yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have us a drink. Let's put this to the side. Yo. Ouch. Yeah. And so what we're gonna have is we're gonna have a drink called a Tom Collins. Okay. And so let's go ahead and make us a nice little drink.
Sounds good to me.
Ain't nothing like a hard day's work and then go ahead and having us a nice little drink. So a Tom Collins consists of some ginger beer, lime juice, and some of that vodka over there. Let's get some of that Grey Goose going on. The Grey Goose on the side. Right there, behind there, yeah. Yes, we do. You know what I'm saying? The good stuff, huh?
Yeah, you got literal bar sitting right here, man.
I'm telling you, man, it's just a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Going out, I mean, shush, Like I said, before you start going out and getting a bar or anything like that, make sure you got at least 4 to 6 months worth of expenses put back, please, ladies and gentlemen. And so we shake that bad boy up. Shucks, man. I'm always jacking things up. But it's all good, huh? Where's your cup? Where's your other cup? Well, you got it. So, this is called a Tom Collins. It's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. We ain't take no notes. We just winging it. No teleprompter, no notes. We just winging it.
Just winging it, man. Just winging it. Just 100% authentic, having a good time. That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, this is good.
I tell you, man. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, this is good.
That's a good drink. Idea is that we like to drink that high quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? Try some of this 1972 in a minute as well. But I'm telling you, man, it's just about the good life. It's about not being stressed. I got a project to do tomorrow. I'll get it done when I get there. But that's the beautiful thing about these kind of situations because, I ain't got to step and fetch and kowtow to nobody.
Right.
And that's the key right there. It's a sad thing when a man is not a man. It's a sad thing when a man cannot direct his own path. When he can't direct his own path, especially a family man, it's a sad deal, man. That's just a situation that I just couldn't be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy out there at all. And but you do what you have to do, and
Mm-hmm.
for me, again, I knew for me, entrepreneurship was the only choice that I had. I mean, my first year in business, I worked. I probably had the business. It was back in 2019. I think it was for about a solid, about half a year. First year I made 50,000, um, and the next year I ended up making six figures, and so I've been making six figures ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 2020 was my first year I made six figures, and then from there I've been making six figures ever since. And um, and again, it's a lot of work, but it's been very it's been a blessing. It's been of course, it's a lot of learning because it's one thing about entrepreneurship, and of course, I know another time we'll talk more in detail, but it's more than just you know knowing how to do something or having a skill set to do something. Being an efficient businessman is the whole other aspect of being a business.
Mm-hmm.
Being an actual businessman and being able to um, really run your business efficiently. And I know we'll have another discussion about that at some point in more detail. But um, when I was just working a job, I mean, I think the most I made was probably 40,000, something like that, when I was working for other companies. And again, I've been able to make six figures. Just doing appliance repair.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I don't understand why there is this perception that people in skilled trade can't make money
Mm-hmm.
because you can do well. Um, but again, it's gonna take hard work. It's gonna take sacrifice. It's gonna take commitment. Um, it's gonna take doing what most people don't want to do, and that's having tenacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think tenacity. I keep saying tenacity and being self motivated. I would say those are the two top, in my opinion, those are the two top traits that you really have to be successful.
Yeah, and I say all the time, I mean, again, if Walmart is your speed, if Amazon meat packing or Amazon or plucking chickens is your speed, somebody got to do that job. You see what I'm saying? We just ask that you don't complain about it. Do it and do it in peace. Um, a lot of people they complaining about their jobs, but they're not willing to do anything about it. It's amazing how you'll get on the phone, right? And I'll get on the phone and I'll talk to somebody, and they'll tell me, how bad their job is, and I'll listen to them, and I'll sit and they explain all of the problems that they're having with their job, and then I hit them with the big kahuna question: what are you willing to do about it?
Right.
What are you willing to do about it?
See, that's his brother's style. He really he really tries to antagonize, to provoke thought. That's what I like about this brother.
Yeah, because see, when you provoke thought and when you're dealing with the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how, all of that other stuff is a whole bunch of
Right.
bullshit. You see?
Right.
It's just a ton of bullshit that people just spew out because they just talking out the side of their damn neck, and that's what it is. That's all they're doing. They're spewing out bullshit because they're not going to do anything. They're not going to take any kind of corrective action whatsoever in order to improve their situation. They're just not going to do it. And when you have situations like this, hey, I mean, I don't too much worry about folks that talk the talk but don't want to walk the walk, and that's the key. Blessed not the hearers but the doers. And we
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of hearers, but we got too few people that's willing to take the action necessary um, to get things done and to create those and eliminate those excuses and get things done. So, the blueprint is before us. We know what we need to do. We have the living examples. We just have to go about being doers and taking the action necessary um, to get things done. And you know what I've noticed, brothers, the biggest problem that we're having is one of the biggest problems we're having is selfishness. A lot of people, they're not thinking about the improvement of others. They're just thinking about how they can benefit and how they can exploit others. And that's a big problem in Israel today. You can't be in a situation where you're exploiting people. It really is a sad thing for financial gain. But again, it's the same across the board. Really, you put yourself in a situation and you're not willing to take the corrective actions, then it's on you. It's on you. You made the choice and decision. So I mean, at the end of the day, if that's the way you want to roll and that's how you want to do, I got no problem with that. My attitude is always has and always will be, do not complain.
Right.
Don't complain. You see, you made your choice and decision. You made your bed, now lay in it. You see. Oh, I wasn't disclosed all of the details and so forth and so on or whatever. All right, cool. Get out of the situation. Get out of the situation.
Yeah, that's the key right there. I mean, whatever situation you're in, and I think that's the overall. Uh, that's obviously the overall aim of this live stream is really just to motivate. Because whatever situation you're in, you can get out of it. You can reach reach whatever goals you may have. You just got to you know put in the work. Be
Mm-hmm.
willing to put in the work. Instead of complaining about it, instead of expecting somebody else to solve your issues for you, instead of being procrastinating or making excuses, put in the work. I mean, because of course, I mean, to get to where I've gotten to, and for this brother to get to where he's gotten to, there had to be some long hours learning, perfecting your craft, um, making mistakes, learn from those mistakes, um, putting in that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you're going to get anywhere. So rather than complain about it, if you're in a situation that's undesirable, take steps and take action. Even if it's just one step you take in every day,
Mm-hmm.
take steps, and before you know it, you gonna get there. I mean, when I first started, when I first came into this trade, I didn't think I would get to the point of being self-employed as quickly as I did, But and I've had people that was actually on the job with me, older guys that would tell me, "Hey, I would tell them about, the fact that I wanted to, my goal of being self-employed, and they were comfortable where they were, working for those companies,
Mm-hmm.
and they would try to discourage me and say, "Well, hey, I wouldn't do that, um, you can't do that," and you know, but I had a mission, you know, and that's the thing. You gotta be intentional about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be intentional about how you spend each and every day, especially as a man. You have to be intentional, and you know, because if you just going through the motions, I mean, you wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just be intentional about any employment that you're in right now. It don't matter what you in. Be intentional about it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something you don't want to be in, if it's something you can't excel in and advance in, I would say, hey, leave that job and go in something where you're gonna learn to become self-sufficient and self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
And learn the skills that and learn marketable skills. I do think you have to be strategic. You can't just have some random job and think that you're going to be able to start a business with it. You need to be intentional about what you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
you need to be strategic about what you're doing. Um, you know, and take steps. Like I said, even if it's just one step every day, keep taking steps.
That's what we got to do. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and close out this. I'm gonna review the stream. I know that there was a lot of garbling, but from what I understand, the audio did come in very clearly. Um, we'll do is I'll probably do a little short video after this, but this is what it's about. This is about collaboration. This is about upliftment. This is empowering your brother, and because we need one another at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
The notion that we don't need one another is uh, a lie from the pit of hell that's going to have you in some serious situations and some serious troubles in the future, because iron sharpens iron. And a brother can uplift a brother. A brother can sustain a brother. And I'm not talking about financially. I'm just talking about in love and encouragement,
Right.
and indeed in resources.
Hmm.
Um, certain things that he's, hey, I mean, I got an extra generator. Yeah, you need to borrow it, go ahead, borrow it. Don't break it, but go ahead and borrow it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Resources just sitting here. Why not loan it out to your brother? Why not your brother can't access it so that he can get an increase in his business? You see? So we gotta stop being selfish, and we gotta start thinking about our brother, how we can strengthen our brother. But anything you want to say in closing?
Um, I mean, I would just say, to any of the brothers out there, I mean, I really do wish everybody well. I do really pray that everyone out there can put themselves around the right people, around the right brothers and sisters to really be able to um, get to where the Father would want you to be.
Yeah,
And
because many of you, I'm sorry to cut, because many of you are around the wrong brothers. You're around people that um is not impeded, that's not helping with your growth and development at all. You're in the same boat that you were 3, 5, 10 years ago. It's a shame because that's who you're around. People that are exploiting you and that are sucking you dry. It's a shame. But go ahead, brother.
no, I mean, I really do wish everybody well. I really, really pray um, that all the brothers and sisters out there can again put themselves in positions where they can be what the Father wants them to be and become the people the Father wants them to become. And it does take being around the right people that are like minded. And but again, I just pray that, of course, again, we just winging it. We just having shop talk, Um, and but I really pray that this was motivating in some way to people out there, to just know and understand, hey, you can do it. You can do it as well.
All right. Shalom. You have a blessed night.
Shalom.
King coming.